But I think the bonfire is so compelling that you deserve the opportunity to be with it and not with a lot of words. But I want to extend a heartfelt and warm welcome to all of you, and it's incredible the vibrations that you bring individually and collectively. I have noted before when we have these gatherings that the property shines. You're very conscientious and conscious, and so that's a that's a big plus. Yeah, now get them voices over here. But at any rate, the theme of this year's festival is the celebration of our being, which basically means taking the attitude and understanding your true value and your responsibility to the world and one another at this time. Know it or not, most of you, whether you know each other or not, are friends to one another. And in the deeper sense of friendship, a friend is someone who understands another person's truth or what lives in their heart and reminds them when they forget. And we can do that in many ways. But the most important way to do it is to come together on occasion, celebrate your presence with one another, as we are today, and then you go out into the world understanding the difference between taking from the creation and giving to it. Because when we're caring about the world around us, we're elevating who we are, and we're coming closer and closer to remembering who we are. And that, more than anything, is what I can share in my message of the something more. Namely, that we're all the same age here. Secondly, that we are part of a wondrous journey of life. That no one here is unworthy. Part of the festival speaks to the need to be vigilant, as will be indicated in Virginia McGrath's drumming throughout the night. We need to understand the difference between facing the right direction and slipping off into the less. We need to appreciate that in our presence we are hybrids of the darkness and the impulse of creation that has built us many, many times, cares for us, carries us, and assures our passage even still. And what this wondrous journey of life is asking from us is that we know who she is or what she is. This is not about distant gods in heavens. This is about the bounty of one another in this wondrous world in which we journey. This is about understanding that if we need an idea or concept or presence of God, you must realize you live in this being, and that it's not something that you grope for. And the way you stay in life's presence is by honoring the life in you while you're caring for the life around you. This is the most important perspective, friends. It's fairly simple. It will challenge you day to day. And in preparing and making that possible for yourself, we have to be good at letting go of old ideas, old wounds, fears, and anxiety. This will be illustrated tonight in this wondrous bonfire. Trees like ourselves are very valued living beings, wondrous beings. These trees have died. So they've left us their form and their bodies. In the bonfire tonight, they will be releasing in you to do. In the celebration of the life around you, illuminate the world. Don't take anything for granted. There are so many really good people who are facing the wrong direction, but have wondrous possibility and potential in their hearts. So in your coming to illuminate your inner presence, you are the second coming. You are God. And you have to somehow drink that in. I know we've spent thousands of years maybe convincing ourselves that we're not. But we are. We are as special as we will permit the world around us to be. And then we do our work. The second coming is about lifting that inner light and sharing it and illuminating the darkness in the world around us. And we do that by finding a place and purpose of joy. No one's being asked to carry a heavy burden here. In fact, once you sort it out for yourself and find what works for you and what gives you deep and sustaining meaning, all that's being asked is that you keep on walking. When we ignite the fire tonight and during the process, this is a beautiful concept, but it's very true. The very light of this world and the sun that built that tree will be released again. The fire will be the transforming item. The sun will be given back to the earth. The heat will rise high above it. The ash will be left here. In our passage from this world, we should wish for the same. And we can bring ourselves to do that in every walking and waking moment of our life. Because you're so much more than bodies. And it has so much to do with the choices. If we can choose to put another into our space of ripples and understand that we are so much more than this body, which is but a nucleus, and will continue to be so much more, we will be illuminating an otherwise dark world. And friends, my time of being amongst you now has a lot to do with this message, to be a voice of remembering, not to give you something that you need, but to be that friend. It reminds you when maybe you have forgotten. There are no legitimate issues about karmic debt. Let that go. There are no original sins. It's great if you learn something in this lifetime, as you have many others. But you were all you needed to be in that first moment of creation. And I wish I could take you all back. But you've journeyed effectively for ages. Your form and faces have changed, but you remain the same. You're drinking of life's river. That is the right direction. Understand that you've come to a time where life is asking us to call out her name. Accept whatever she puts in front of you, and don't fear to think that you need to control the circumstances that will surround you. Try to reach deep in for that basic trust. It is a deep, deep ancient faith. And if you will trust, once again, the life that began you, she will keep you. These are very trying times for our world. I'm not going to linger on it. But many life systems are threatened and leaving through no fault of their own. Even within the human species, there's huge and persistent issues. We can make the difference. It's important that we remember. It's important that we extend the open hand to one another. It's important that we're vigilant. Understand when that mysterio or essence of life is drawn low. Find your garden, your sanctuary. Reflect on what has happened in your life, what may have borrowed something that you can ill afford to give up, and remain vigilant. But all the while, accept what life puts in front of you. Will it be easy? No. But it's never been easy.